battling the ghost, no, no, no. Oh. Still struggling to see the signs. Too heavy for a heart like mine. Save.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on? It's been a long time. Man, get this music off. All right. What's going on? This is Chris Carr, Crypto Secret X, and I want to thank y'all for coming today. It's been quite a while since I've been on, and a lot has transpired. A lot has gone on. And, we want to talk about today, Ted, the whole world of memes, what it's about. Just if you've been in the ecosystem, we've had a lot going on here. And I just got to leave it at that. But we're going to get into a lot of of stuff that we just need to talk about. And I've been gone for a few days, and I know a lot of times, well, not a lot of times, every time it memes, when you don't see the developer for a few days, things go down a little bit. People kind of freak out, like, oh my God, and that's normal because of what we have seen, what we have experienced, what we have seen inside the system. But through it all, there is a lot that I will say that I have learned through this process. And the thing about it, that through this almost 2 months now, we've seen people go, people come. We've seen the original group. A lot of those people may not even still be here. Some of you may be new. But if this is your first time in the AMA, my name is Chris, and I'm with Crypto Secret X. And here, this is an AMA where I set out to create memes that, and I'm gonna rephrase the statement, memes that a developer, you wouldn't just pull it out on you before it gets like to Radium, or you actually get how you say like just drug with a point where you wake up and you just everything's shot. Like you're looking at $14 and $12 when you had 800, 2,000, and everything is gone. In the process, a lot of us have experienced this thing has been a roller coaster ride, and it has been a learning process for a lot of us. People have made money, people have lost money, people have just remained stagnant in the world of memes. There are a couple of things that I'm starting to really understand when it comes to memes, and I think a lot of you are starting to understand it too, is that pushing memes can be it can be tough, but then it can be very rewarding. The rewarding side of pushing memes is that, number one, when you do get that meme that strikes that $200 million, $300 million, all the way up to, and we've seen a few that's reached the billion mark, but what I've actually seen is most of them, if they're pretty strong, they usually can reach around those in that million mark. Then you have the exceptions like the Bretts, the Shibs, the Bunks, the Pepes, in which they just significantly take off. In our ecosystem, the one that has survived the most in this process is, I guess if I had to look at market cap, has been TED, the original, the first one. It has, and I think right now we're gonna look at, I think it's like right at about 100 something. And we've experienced with the TED Cash, the Rodman, the Mox, and then I hope I'm not leaving. Looney, and then the Dab, and I'm going to address all of these. There are a couple of things that I do see when you're creating a meme ecosystem there are some things in place that you have to have. And I want to start by talking about TED. TED was the original meme started here, in which we got the meme live, and everything just kind of took off. And we've seen TED. TED was the first one to reach the all-time high of $3 million. Then we had the TED Cash. TED Cash went up, but I thought it was kind of like a debacle a little bit in the middle. But to actually look at it, I mean, all of them have like actually ran. Then I think Looney came next, and with Looney was the one that hit 4 million. And then we had one person sell. I think that kind of killed the momentum. Then after Looney, help me out, y'all. I think we had it was Rodman. I thought Rodman was really good. I thought, here's another thing I am noticing is if y'all don't see me in a few days, especially people new, they get a little nervous. They think, oh man, it's somebody's pulling out, and then they kind of sell, rather quickly. Dab, I have had an experience with Dab, and that was stepping outside the box and creating memes for people within our community. And I've had my experience with Dab, and a couple of us, we woke up and we saw what happened with Dab. I looked at it and I saw my Dab I had $800-900 in there, and now it's like $12-13. And then I look at mock memes of colors. So we've had a significant amount of memes in the system. Now, with the exclusion of Dab, I will say every one of the memes, I see the positive, and I'm going to take TED and set TED over here for a minute. Just set it right here, and I want us to look at everything else, but I'm going to set TED over here, and I'm going to tell you why I'm doing this. When I look at the memes, and then I start looking at the size of our community, in order to push a meme ecosystem, I see now your numbers have got to be astronomical on your YouTube channel or your community. Not saying that it can't be done, because I've seen this in small groups focus, and we're able to we were able to push them to significant highs. But the one thing I do notice, and this is just something, I'm talking to you about things that I've been thinking about on. And when I think about this, it's not to say none of this will work, but it's just how can it be improved? What's some of the mistakes that need to be corrected? What are some of the things that we need to do as a community? Because all the memes are still able to function. And again, with the exclusion of Dab, and everyone knows, but all of them are able to function. Okay. Now, there are a couple of things in place that I do have my own hangups that we need to make sure. But we have shown where we had diamond hands. In TED, we've had that. Now, here's what I'm going to show you when we look at the wallets of a lot of these meme coins. As I started launching a lot of the memes on DGen, everyone knows that the following began to increase. And as the following began to increase, we begin to get all types of people. We got some good people, and then we got people who were like, yo, this is probably one of the best deals they've seen, because they know I can get it with Crypto Secret X meme coin. I can get on it here on this side. And if I'm lucky enough to get on this side, on the other side, I can sell a little bit and make a profit. That was one of the things that I started seeing as I started creating, is that I was attracting not only my community, but I was attracting everybody else too. But also, as I was attracting people to the community, I was also stretching the community. This is just some things I see. We have a great group of people here inside the X ecosystem. We have, and some of them, and we have people who may not have been so good, but they're still hanging around. Maybe they changed the name, but they're still hanging around. Some of them are just waiting, saying, "Would he please launch another meme?" That's all we want. And I know some people, they enjoy that because it's a rush. The only thing about every time you launch a meme, even though you're trying to create a system, unless you got a whole group of people that's following that channel, what begins to happen is your people get stretched. And when your people get stretched, now it's kind of like, so you understand we have to make it work. In order to make the ecosystem work, we've got to think outside the box and think more retail. And when I say retail, we got to think more retail. But then before I think retail, I have to significantly look at the holders, a lot more, because that's the one thing that you have no power over. And I'm not talking about like just holders as far as like, oh, you got to hold, you can never sell and all that stuff. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is what I have noticed with most memes, and it scares people, but then again, it shouldn't, because here's what I have learned. If a developer will come forward and tell you the plan of what they're doing, hold a significant amount, and be very accountable to you. And when I say accountable to you, I mean just basically just saying, hey, I'm doing it. This is, and they got something to lose. They got something, up for stake. You got to look at it as you got to have somebody in position to be able to hold enough to where you understand what the true baseline of a meme is. And when I say you understand what a true baseline of a meme is, when you have collected so much of a meme, let's say, and I'm gonna use example, let's say Ted. And I'm not the largest holder in Ted, but I'd say Ted. But Ted has the developer who has that meme, and let's say he has 200 million of that token, and he said, I want to launch this coin. This is, and they're standing behind it. When I say they stand behind it, they got to be really standing behind it. I'm not talking about hiding behind the symbol, the mask, but they got to really stand behind it, and they got to really have something they want to do with it, or it gets stagnant. When you do that, you can now get a true baseline of how low a meme can go, no matter who buys in. And that's something I have learned in this process of, if you're willing to put more of your money up on it or create a meme out, not saying DJ and pump, because I've seen some go really good on that side. And I've seen some that just totally, because everybody just kind of dumps and stuff like that. You have to, in order for it to go, you're going to have to shake out a lot of, it almost has to go up, go all the way back down. And then a developer, you believe in the project, you got to buy it back, and then you got to stand on it. Actually, that's just a process of them going through it. And it's tough, because after a certain period of time, people start saying, well, what are we doing? Well, what's next? And then again, we jump, we kind of move around, because in honesty, all, DJ and meme investors are looking for the 1,000 to, 10,000x return. And if they don't see it rather quickly, then they kind of move on to the next, or some of them, they get a significant run up, like a few $1,000s, and then they sell. And then they move to the next one. Rinse, recycle, repeat. In our meme system, we were pushing more coins. And when I say pushing more coins, we were pushing coins. And I think that kind of deterred what we really should have been doing, is growing the community. Now a lot of us understand that now, with that the bigger the community is, but not only just pushing the community, you have to understand what your baseline of each meme is. And when you understand, I don't know who's that calling me. When we understand what the baseline in Ted, we understand the baseline of Looney, we understand those baselines. Then we're starting to get into where we have some type of foundational structure up. With Ted, I kind of the only thing with Ted, I just know that I have, and we've got some, like the top holder has not did anything over 2 months. He's bought a little bit, but it just sits there. Rain, sleet, or snow. And because of that, it makes it so strong, because that's like one of our biggest diamond holders there. Then, I think I come somewhere like right up under that, and then I'm another holder there, and then we got one other person that's a holder there. So we got people in there who are just holding, and in their mindset, they're like, once we start in the bull run, but going into the bull run doesn't mean anything to a meme if you don't get the retail investors involved. How do you get retail investors involved in memes? Retail investors don't go to the charts like that. They go by what they hear, and then they also got to have a clear explanation on how to buy it. Like, how do I buy? And I'm not talking about download Phantom. They really got to be walked through this thing. Retail investors are the people around you. And as you're getting retail investors, and this is just how this thing works, y'all know it, you're getting in position. The X ecosystem, I'm thinking I got to do more laser focusing our community. And when I say laser focusing it, we have a great, I would say, with 5 memes. We really got to get laser focused on the 5. We got to get laser focused within that structure. And then we got to build that one. But it's going to be a process. Now, the crypto market is looking crazy right now. I mean, like Bitcoin went down to 56,000. Solana still holds. Everything is like kind of just went down. And so that scares a lot of what? Retail investors, because they're like, ooh, it was up. Now it's dropped to 56. I don't want to lose money. So some of them get very hesitant about investing. You lose retail money. The second thing about it is when you got degen investors, that's us, degen investors, and we don't see something moving in a few, days or so, then we get restless, because if you don't have that volume, then they say, whoa, wait a minute, no volume. That's what happens there. And so when you see those two things start taking place in our kind of market, that's when we start seeing the lows. In the regular market, when it comes to Bitcoin and all that, that's kind of tied into the stock market and what's going on. Those are kind of tied together. But in the meme world, and especially off this meme system, ours are kind of tied to that versus no retail investors. You don't see that volume. When you don't see the volume, then crypto investors, they start kind of like that. So we've got to be able to create the retail investors. We've got to be able to get them in, show them how to buy. And then as we grow, you got to explain to them it's about the community. So really, you're getting people to come to the community and you're getting them to make a choice. Now, everybody has their own choice. I'm not saying it's not competitive, but a lot of y'all got your own choice based upon how y'all have invested. Some people have a lot of TED Cash. Some people have a lot of Looney. Some people have a lot of TED. Okay? And some people are holding Rodman. But there are 7 billion people in the world. 7 billion. Most markets run with about 3,000 holders. So we're not far off with a lot of those, but they got to be new holders. And when I look at the buys and I see a buy, but I don't see the word new in front of it, okay, that's one of our investors here that's buying in. That's great. But when I see new buyer, I'm like, that is really good right there, because now we got new money coming in with the old money, new money, old money, and we got to do that. So in order to push these things to help them, grow, more videos have got to be constructed where people know how to buy, number one. Number two, we have to go into more deeper clarification of what a meme really is. Not only what a meme is, the significant ways of how you're going to make money, you got to get people in. Now, what attracts people? If you look at every meme out there. I don't know if there's not many that's really like, I mean, it's a few, but I don't know many of them that's like plastered all over. It's just, they're able to get a few, some of them. What I found out is that some of the developers have a whole lot of it, and they just, because they have so much on the base, that it's like when people come in and buy it, it automatically just runs up because they probably own like 80% of it. But what happens on that? A lot of times you see it, it goes up, and then if the developer's not strong, they just pull everything out. But the developer's strong and he owns this, he or she, I don't want to say both, they own a significant amount. It has a great base floor. Let's say if a developer owns like where the baseline is 100,000, if they own $100,000 in that baseline, a couple of buys, you're looking at something going well over $500,000, $2 million very easily because it's a baseline there. Okay. And so those are the things that I've been thinking about. And I noticed like with Ted, Ted finds a way to bounce back. We do have it on 2 new listings, and I'll show you that, which is Bybit. It actually was already on Bybit and OKX when I found out, and actually posted it because it was listed on those 2. It's already been applied for L Bank. So it's on Moontalk, so it's getting on various listings. The thing about it now is that the buys and the volume there, you have to increase that. And I hate saying it, but the way to increase that is the small buys. But we have the bots are what also kills memes when people put bots on it, because the bots do like sales for pennies, and that's people trading on Photon. And that's something we can't help, but you just have to kind of match the bots buys. Like you'll see like 18 cent, 21 cent, $1, $2. Those kind of little sales like that, they can sometimes take it down. So you got to kind of counter that. You got to get community wise, you got to get kind of enthused about not only doing the buys, but you got to get more enthused about, growing a community. And when you grow a community, you can't bash your community, then ask people to join your community. You kind of understand what I'm saying. So nothing's going to be perfect. And like I looked at yesterday, I looked at Success Kid, and somebody put they've been rugged, but they're at $3 million. They went from 10 million to 3 million. Okay, so they had to sell off. And then somebody put they've been rugged. Now, rug is, like you come in and I don't want to just kind of, most of y'all kind of know, like I look at Dab, but Dab now is like 7,000. So, of course, somebody took 120 million out of it. Okay. So I never did put Dab in our ecosystem, but that's just that when it comes to Dab. But like Looney, Looney, it was one of the ones that really ran. I'm still tracing wallets to see, because they have this thing where you can kind of see the wallets and see how many are tied in one wallet. It's not the fact of somebody owning a lot of it, but it's the fact of the type of person that owns a lot of it. That's what I'm saying. And it's not anything against them when you do take profit, but in this community, what we're trying to do is teach people, how to do it, how to grow it, how to increase it. And I've seen us do so many different things where we had it, and then it kind of lost momentum, but then we had it. Like, and I'm gonna speak on Looney. I saw us when we had Looney at 4 million, and I saw people taking profit, and we took profit. It went down to 3.7, and everybody stopped, and then it went back up to 4 million, and then I saw more profit taken. Then I saw it go down to 3.7, stop, and then I said, "We get it." Then we had somebody do what? Boom, take a big hump, and then that kills the momentum. And then what happens? You can do that with any chart. As soon as somebody sees a big red line in crypto, everybody panic sells. Why? because if you don't know who's the main holder, and if they pull everything out, then you're at risk of losing money. And that's the biggest scare of anybody when they're holding memes is this person gonna pull out on me? Or are they gonna just help grow it, stand behind it? They may take profit some, but not just pack shop up, delete everything, take it all out, and then disappear. You can't see them anymore. That's a rug. That's what you call a rug. Okay. A rug is not when a coin goes down and the developers are still working. That's not a rug. That's a we got people taking profit and you can't stop it. That's normal in crypto. Okay. And I think a lot of times we get that mixed up. A rug is when you buy something with the intentions of it going live or with the intentions of it growing. All right. They tell you they're going to do something with it. They tell you you're going to stand there. You wake up the next morning. All the coins are gone. When I say all of them gone, all of them gone. You can't find them. You can't locate them. There's no communication. There's nothing. Like they're just gone. You've been rugged. Okay. It's not a rug when it's going down and we come back and we talk about it and then we try to devise another system to get people in. That's not a rug. What that is we got to put some hustle behind the muscle to make it grow. And when I looked at Bonk, I looked at all the meme coins. Most of the meme coins, it took them a while to really catch on and grow. And that's probably because they had a little run up, then they just kind of laid flat. And when they laid flat, all that was everybody who, I'm not going to call them all Jeters, but everybody who was just done, they kind of got out. And then the developer said, hey, let's see if we can find another way to make it work. Let's see what we can do, because now we don't have all these huge holders. We can buy, we can get ourselves in position, we can still work the product because there's 7 billion people in the world. I know that. So if I know there's 7 billion people in the world and you only have 1,000, you haven't even touched a fifth of the people. Across the globe, the continent, crypto's universal. Crypto's all over the world. Okay. Most Telegram groups you go in, what I'm starting to see is they don't even let you type in there. Why? Because it keeps the fudders out. And what happens is now you have information and then you go to their website. I like the community where people can communicate, but at the same time, that also can be a deadly mechanism against your memes. So so I'm looking at all of this, and this is all information I've taken over the last 2 months. And still, I can, out of all of them, I keep looking at it, and it sits there and then go, why? Because we do have diamond holders in it. But we got to do more. And I know we have people here. Like I said, some have gone, some have left, some. When I say they're gone, they're not active. But I guarantee you, and y'all know, if I was to put a meme on that page on Degen and say, without even saying nothing, 3 minutes is live. But then after it's live, then on the other side, we start dumping. That's what I don't like. But then it stretches the community. But y'all know, so they ain't really gone. They just pulling out because they're getting bored. And so that's just something that I know a lot of people have told me. Like I've had people inbox me and say, hey man, launch another one. Let's keep launching them. And I mean, I'm actually training my whole community to be pumping up. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I do want to grow, but I know a lot of you. Now, my thing is, and here's where I'm going direction-wise, we got to get laser focus. And when I say laser focus, we're going to have to actually build the house brick by brick, not wall by wall. And if you understand that, it's not panic and everybody does like that, but it's focus. brick by brick. And then as our ambassadors in each room, here, no outside telegrams, no more. None. If it's not in this ecosystem, if it's not in this room, it's not legit. Unless you hear me come and say, hey, I endorse it, don't even entertain it. Because that's the thing, and that's a lot of the stuff when we first started. Why, and some of y'all have said it, why, I was so like cautious of giving people administrative rights, allowing people to move in, because I just knew that was the part that I was worried about. Also, the second part of that is some of the things I was worried about is who was actually, at the time I didn't worry about who's buying, but now I do worry about when I put something out, who's buying. Because not to say I don't want people to buy, but it's just some of y'all are just y'all are here, man. Y'all like, look, I know where this thing can go when we really stand beside it. Like a lot of y'all have seen your wallets with $128,000, and if you could think back, you're probably like, oh my God, I can't believe it. And you think back, and when it's at that price, sometimes I wish, I wish some of y'all may have taken just a little bit. But hindsight's 2020. But I know we all were growing, and we all had the mindset that everybody was in it with us. But we do have people in it with us, and we can make it stronger. We can make it very lucrative. But I know we're gonna have to just tighten down the access to a lot of things. I know tighten down the access to I just haven't figured that out, of how do you tighten the access down but still let the community have access to something, but tighten it down to where it is really tightened. And the thing about it is that some of you, when it's tightened down, that you don't go and just tell everybody, and I don't understand that. But some of the stuff, it gets leaked. People kind of fish for things, and then that kind of hurts it, because their motives aren't right when they come in. And some people, they're just pretty good at talking to you. But some of the things we experience, I think now we have experienced those things. Some of y'all kind of see which way I'm going. Y'all see when some of the things that I was like very hesitant to move on. Now I've seen you in the comments. You like, I see why he was like that. And some of the things that, I thought, and I'm like, dang, I kind of worried about, it happened. And, but people's people, and I don't want to start bashing out on people and stuff, because people move for different reasons. But I do know, in order for us to make the ecosystem work, there has to be, from my part, more instructions on how to buy. It was killing me with how many we were doing, but I just got to do it. I had some different issues where I had to go, but I'm just going to have to find a way maybe to take the computer. The video quality may not be as what it is with this one, some of them, but it's just, I got to talk to my community, and I got to talk regular. I got to. That's just a must. The second part of that, we just got, some of y'all may help me brainstorm it, but we got to find, we're going to do the memes like this, we got to find a way to structure a baseline. And we can do that now. Like, here's the thing. When you scrape something down to the metal, now you can restructure it the way it needs to be structured. And some of it, I was glad it was scraped down to the metal, because now, it gives me opportunity to kind of really look at it and say, and really build it, because I don't think many eyes have been on any of them, like what it could be. And that's going to be, I know, doing these videos like we did before, the algorithm picked them up really well, but it was tedious. It was 2-3 hour videos, constant, going over and over. We've had people in our community launch their own memes, and I don't mind if you want to launch a meme, but just don't plaster it in the X ecosystem. I mean, at least let's talk about it, because when they plaster their memes in the X ecosystem, sometimes people think that I'm doing it, and then they jump on it. That I just don't agree with that. And you probably can't do that in a lot of Telegram groups. They're going to probably either block you, ban you, or they don't give you access to type in it. So if you are going to do a meme, I don't mind, but I think you need to structure it and build it, build it on your own back. If don't. I'm just saying there's a lot of 3 hour sitting up late at night. They had to go into this. So, but unless I talk about something, I'm not endorsing no meme. If it's plastered in here, and I tell you, hey, it's because I talk to the people, or I know something about it that's a little bit more in detail. But when somebody tell you that X did that and you ain't hear it, don't believe that, because I didn't do it. And sometimes, we when you see it plastered in here, we didn't get a chance to delete it in time. One of the moderators didn't get a chance to delete it in time. So I just want y'all to understand that. So just don't. I think if people have the freedom to do what they want to do, but KFC don't go to Burger King and try to sell chicken. They just went and constructed a chicken joint and sold chicken. McDonald's constructed, built their arches, and got there and did the work. I just think when you just throw it in there, just to kind of, because our people buy, and I know, because right now we probably could launch one now and it'll probably go live. But we got a structure of looking at the channel, back, more the videos, and we just gotta send it. I'm gonna take a poll and I'm gonna put it in a Telegram group, and I want y'all to vote on it. I don't want to put it out here on the live with Ted, but I do want to put a poll in there, and I need y'all to vote on this now. I need you to vote now. When you vote on it, this is me gathering information from the community. All right. So it's a consensus. It's not written in stone. It's just a vote. Okay. But I need to hear from you. I'm gonna drop some, because we still got people in the Patreon group. I'm gonna drop some stuff in the Patreon group. And also with the Patreon group, there are some things that I'm really starting to understand how that group is beneficial for you and for me. But that is another one that's restructured. Again, like I said, all this stuff is being restructured, but one of our memes has a tendency to just bounce back. And I see the other one kind of standing there strong. I think more of the ones where you see it's kind of like totally, that's where you saw where it wasn't a lot of control in there. But we do have we got some pretty good control. But I definitely wanted to address y'all, because I hadn't talked to you in a while. And I know it's like when you don't, like I said, when you don't see the dev, he's been quiet like that. And dev means just the developer, those of y'all who are new. A lot of times people think that when they see the sales, it's the developer selling. No, it's not the developer selling. When I take profit, here's how I look at taking profit, and I need to explain this to you. When you do the meme, every time you launch a meme to get it on the deck screen, you spend $300. There are some other things with the social media you spend there too. So you're looking at roughly close to $500, I would say, if you're trying to do it and you're trying to buy to set up a baseline of how much people can buy. So, and then you have to be prepared to leave that in there to help it at least have some kind of legs there. And so you may look at it where you try to get that money on deck screeners, because at that time, if you do another one, you need to be able to keep doing it. Because if you keep charging, you just losing money, and so you don't want to do that. But it's I do have a better system, and I see where, but I'm gonna have to move. I'm gonna have to do it first before, in other words, in order to make sure it's in place. But I think but we do have a chance to kind of set a baseline here. And then the next thing, when we do the review, the reviews are different. When you're reviewing your own meme, you're more so looking at where the community is going, which one is thriving the best, which one are the community actually going with, and they're saying, hey, this is what we want. That's what I really need from you. Which, out of 5, give me the top 3, and let's make something happen. Got it? We got to do it, people. I know it don't sound, but we got to do it. It's a clarion call right now. And then once we do that, let's go ahead and now let's set a goal number of how many people we need to have in the channel, growing the channel. We do need to understand that the videos need to be more about how to buy using Phantom wallets, and et cetera, and things like that. So that's goal wise. Now, for as listings and things like that, the more volume, the easier it is to get on. Now, some of the listings we got, Ted was already there. I looked at OKX, Ted was there. I mean, I pulled it up and I'm like, holy cow, Ted's already on OKX. I go to Bybit, I put it in, Ted is already listed there, So it's like, I'm starting now to dig. I'm finding Ted is listed a whole lot of places that I don't think many of us even knew. And so I'm going through that list and I'm just looking at it. And so Ted has been listed. Ted, if you go to the audits, Ted has been marked safe. And so we got quite a few reviews out on Ted. And so I know that's there. Mock is another one that I don't know why a lot of people sold, but Mock is set up pretty good. But I mean, each his own. Looney is another one. Personally, when it comes to Looney, I know what people say. Personally, I like Bugs Bunny, the Green Bunny. Personally, I know people talked about copyrights and all that stuff, but no one, I didn't hear anything. And Looney went to 4 million with Bugs there. And so I like that one. I know it was convincing to me to change it to the other one, but I just think the other one was a whole lot better. I think it drew in more people. And so when I look at it, Rodman, not many people, some people know, a lot of people know about basketball and Rodman. Some people have their own views about the LGBTQ and stuff. So some people don't want to invest in it because of that. And so we had some discrepancies when it came to Rodman. And I'm just telling y'all straight up facts on that. Ted Cash, a lot of people like Ted Cash, but it's like some people pick Ted versus Ted Cash, and that's kind of like in the middle there. So you got to it kind of thrives off of one another. But that's the essence of it right there. And so we've got to make some decisions as a group right now. And then once we make that group and that decision there, we got to go with it. We just got to go with it. And that's whatever that call is, we got to make that call. And I'm going to take a poll. We're going to vote on it. Y'all vote on it too. Help me get these tutorials out to people around the community that that's looking to get involved with memes. crypto is down altogether. So retail people aren't really looking at, they get kind of nervous, even though it's the best time to buy is when it's down, but people just don't see that. They see the best time to buy is when it's running up because it's the excitement. You got it? Memes work because people behind the scenes are trying to work to get it out. That's it. You know, if they hit the market, some of them hit the market because it's just, that's the latest fad. Then we got to look at the age group. Okay. The age group of who's buying memes. Got to look at all that stuff. All that stuff I thought about. So when you look at those type things, now you start understanding the concept of how you need to structure this thing. So it's tough, and it's a lot of work. And a lot of people think they want to release a meme, but it is a lot of work into it, and it's more than what you think. And how do I know? Ask me how I know that. It's more than what you think. It's a constant work. Sometimes you're gonna get bored because you're gonna want to do something else. I can't tell you how much I be wanting to just do another one. I mean, it almost have to hold myself back because of that. It's a rush. I mean, and that's the DGen side of us. It's a rush. But then it's just, if you do so many, it's like, oh yeah, he gonna do another project, but you know that thing ain't going nowhere because it's gonna run up and drop down. And it ain't because he's dropping. It's just that's the people he's attracting. He's attracting people that love the rush, sell off on the other side. And then in that case, I have 100 memes sitting there, and everybody just be rolling it. I'd be like Las Vegas, wide open. Let's go get it. And I didn't set out to do that. Now I know I got people in my group that's thinking like that, but I didn't set out to do that. But I did want to address a lot of that. I know I see some comments here, so let's kind of go through crypto secret. Now this right here, Chris, that's one of them. I think Crypto Secret X needs a main meme that stands for the community and is stable like TED. Therefore, we should only focus to push TED is also regularly reviewed in the Total Cryptos channel. That is true. He continuously, and I notice when he does a lot of videos, I do see a little small like increase, but he's constantly been reviewing TED, and I have seen a lot of reviews of TED. What's the next meme that will blow, mate? Let's see, you got TED Cash. All right, strong foundation. Yes, some tutorial videos would be awesome, and I definitely do see that on that end is having tutorial videos helping people how to buy. I know we place the coin, the contract address. Like for instance, you can put in the name, and some people don't understand the name. Could be an imitation, could be a copy. So it's so much. And then I don't care how. And here's what I want the community to understand this, and I need y'all to understand this. You gotta. I need you to understand that people can talk real good where you can't see them. They can talk to you and they can get you to like kind of move. You got it? And sometimes the way they're moving you is totally opposite of the way I'm wanting to go. And so what happens is we get a clash. I answer as many as the messages I have. Now the messages, when you DM me, some of the things y'all DM me when you ask me to buy stuff, and put it in the group. I want you, if you want to ask me to do a service, put it in front of the group. Don't, because when you DM me on the side, I think I'm being hustled. Like, put it in the group, whatever you want to charge, because then everybody kind of sees it, and then they kind of, they kind of look at it, now. That part, I don't mind it. But then posting links and stuff, don't do that, because some of that stuff could be scamish. When people create the groups outside of the X, we're not going for that anymore. Like it gotta be inside. It gotta be inside the group. We all gotta access that, because that, to me, that creates division. It's like two visions. It's not gonna work. I do agree. We get 15,000, 20,000 people. 5 memes is great. You got 2,000 people, and when they say 10% of those people, 10% of your your group chimes in. Even though you got 20,000 people, only about 200 really looking at it. If you got 15,000, then you really got about 1,500. So 10% is what really continuously keeps coming back. If you got 500 people in your Telegram group, about 50 people really coming back. So they always say 10% of the number is really coming back and really working. I think we got guys in there that can, and girls, ladies, that can push it. I think we got to pull all y'all resources together. I just really think we got to do that. So y'all gonna have to vote. We got to make a call, and then we got to go with our call, and then we got to give people time in the group, because they kind of put themselves in position to, and then let's go get these retailers. Let's get these YouTubers. Let's get these videos out. We got the AMAs, and some of the AMAs, I can't sit here and talk to you like this. Like the AMAs got to be a little bit more pumped. We got to be talking about how to buy. We got to be talking about the competition between the three. That's the kind of stuff. So when people come in, they got to understand which one am I going to go? Am I going to be in this frat, this sorority? Which one? Which one I'm going to pick out of this right here? And let's go with it. And let's just build a community, an ambassador for that community. But I gotta find people, man. Dang. I mean, like I said, I gotta trust people, but I gotta find people that really want to stand for the long haul, man. We ain't gonna agree on everything, and I don't expect us to agree on everything. But man, your intentions, you got to be willing to go through the fire too. I mean, I've gone through the fire. So you got to be willing to go through the fire if you want to build something. Now, if you fly by night, then I understand, but then just don't ask to be that. But if you want to build and you really want to see the thing grow, then get in there. Let's work it. And let's work it when it's dark. Work in the dark hours. So when the daytime come, it's there. And Rome wasn't built in the day, this, it hurts, but then it's good. They always say sometimes things got to fall apart in order for it to be put back together right. And I look at it now it's a great opportunity to get just the foundation strong. All right. And then from there, once the foundation is strong and you have so much of it, when you do grow it, it doesn't hurt when you take profit because you got so much of it. You understand what I'm saying? So that's that. But I definitely want to talk to you. Now I gotta, I'm not going to start tonight, but tomorrow I'm going to work on some videos, explaining Phantom. I'm gonna have to go in depth with that, but I am going to try to come live. And if I'm out of town, I may have to do a pre-live on some things. But I just want to talk crypto, and but we all feeling it because right now the market looks a little bloody. And when the market looks bloody, everything looks bloody. It's not fun to talk about a bloody market. And y'all see crypto is in a bloody market right now. But like Warren Buffett says, buy when people in fear, sell when people in greed. And I kind of keep that model to myself, even while investing. The reason I'm able to invest and feel like a little bit more comfortable than some people, because I hold, but I can get in a significant better place. So when I'm in that better place, not only can I stand on it even stronger, but I know what the benefits could be later down the line. Because, let's say you get something to run up where you got 500,000, you can take a little profit now because you got 500,000. Not take all of it, but y'all kind of see what I'm saying? If somebody got 1,000,000, you could take a little something now because that money is there. But just to wipe it all out, nah. And that's why some of ours have been able to hold. And if you look at the overall meme market, just look at it as a whole and start looking at it. Look at, you can see the ones that went to 1 billion. And then you can see the ones that's kind of hit that 300, 200 million, 100 million. And then mostly you see around the 300, 500K, 600K. But when you're buying it at 20 and 15 and 30, 2, 3, 500K, that's a pretty big X on your money. That's a really big X. When you get to 600, 700K, that's a really big X. When you get to the 1 million, 2 million, you're going to see some crazy numbers because you're able to buy at such a low rate. So when those people have sold, they had that opportunity to sell. Now's the time to get in. But a rug is not. Understand this, because again, and I'm glad I see somebody say feeling about Skid. Skid is sitting at $3 million. It was a $10 million markup. If something goes to 10 million, the thing about it is you're going to have people take profit. I mean, I'm gonna tell you now, they're going, because their wallet is sitting at like, some of them may be at $100,000, $200,000. They're going to take profit. And so when they take profit, some of them take like, if they got 200, they're going to take $100,000 out. And so when they take that, you see them big, the big red candles. And so, but here's one thing I want y'all to understand. And this is something else. Let's say you have a developer that has 80% of the tokens. Understand this now. If they were to mash all them tokens together, like 300 million together, and then boom, rug. But if they got them divided in 2%, 2%, 2%, even if they have it like that, every time they sell, they hurt themselves. Because when you sell 2%, it goes down. So that means your next wallet is lower than what your wallet was before. So even if you were to keep doing it like that, by the time you get to your fifth, they wouldn't even be worth taking. You understand? So division of that still helps. It still helps. Now, like I say, when you see 500 million in one wallet right there, and then you see $1.24 million right there, you better get ready. There it is. But them small percentages like that, and it's divided up, and then all of a sudden you start seeing 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Man, I mean, that's, unless everybody all of a sudden, like everybody just pull out one time, that's still impossible. And so, understand that. So, some of the things I think that Futter's kind of put in your head, it's not, when you look at it, and now I'm understanding even more, that it's not that, because here's, it's not like they can rug you all at one time. Now, if this goes up and they take some profit, you take profit, everybody takes profit. I mean, that's why they invest in crypto to make money. But what we're trying to do as early investors, as builders, we're trying to build to that market. We're trying to build something to a $1 billion market, $2 billion market. We're trying to build it there so our money can grow. What makes it grow? When people see, which is crazy, not when they see a 20,000 market cap, when they see a $1.2 million market cap, they get excited, they want to buy. Totally opposite. Buying fear, selling greed. That's it. And when you're selling in greed, it doesn't hurt, because it's like every time you sell, somebody buys. If Bitcoin goes down to $10,000, I'm just going to show you something. if it goes down $10,000, crypto investors will be buying like mad. I'm talking about crypto investors now. I ain't talking about retailers ain't gonna buy. Crypto investors are gonna be buying like mad. If Ethereum was all of a sudden flash crash and go to $100, people are gonna be buying Ethereum like crazy. Why? Because what they're gonna say is, when it goes back up, man, I'm gonna be right. So they just buy what they can. If Solana was to go back down to like it was at $9, guarantee you some of y'all will heap 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 in it right off the bat. Because you're going to be like, I ain't worrying about it now. I know where it's going to be. Now, when it comes to memes, it's a little bit different. Memes, unless you know some inside stuff on the meme, like you got to know you got to know some pertinent inside information on memes. But if you know inside information on memes, you can move a little different. If you don't know inside information on memes, it's going to be tough. Very tough. Okay? That's the difference. And I think we all know that. So let's get to work. This is more just kind of talking to you, and so I think we can move a little bit more after I get this poll in the Telegram group. I have been answering some of you. Some of you have been sending me messages. I do know about Dab. Again, the Dab Telegram's gone. The website's gone. The Twitter page is gone. None, didn't have access to Twitter, didn't have access to the Telegram. So we got a Dab review. Okay. All right. So let's move on. All right. Let's move on and let's go ahead and get it. Now, Rodman Telegram, mock memes of colors. The one that y'all know people like colors. I don't know why in the world. I don't know. Okay. Well, but Ted seems to hold. Looney sitting around about 60 something. Let's go ahead and look at the chart real quick. Let's look at the chart and let's see where we at. We get to the chart here. All right. Let's look and see what we're looking at. So when we get to the chart here, let's look at the overall chart. Oh yeah. Now this is what I'm telling you. Just look at the chart now. Even when you look at the chart, let's see here. Share screen. So it's not just here. When you look at the chart here, 38. You see that right there? What's that word say? Fear. That's a lot. Bitcoin, $56,000. Ethereum, woo, 2,000. Solana, 134. XRP, 42 cents. Dogecoin, a dime. Avalanche, $25. Share, way down. Chainlink, $12. Looking near 4. Litecoin 61, Polygon Matic is 46 cents. Golly, man. Internet computer, $6. Wow. Let's see here. Stellar, 8 cents. Woo. Let's see if there's anything that was moving. Do we have anything moving today? Let's see, top gainers. Let's check out our top gainers. Let's see if we get some good news here. Oh, man. Let's see, top gainers. Let's go back. I'm looking for my gainers. I know I'm in Cass too. I see Cass right there. Brett is up. See Brett trending. Meme AI. But let's see, categories, memes. I usually can get my top gainers. I don't know why I'm not seeing my top gainers. Oh, here we go. Let's go 24 hour. Dog with hat, 9%, $1.93. Tezos Bonk up 4.8%. Multiverse 4.8%. You know, so there we go. But you can see that now. Let's go ahead and go to the deck screener, and let's look and see where we are with the ecosystem. And I know it's bloody. I ain't gonna lie, it is bloody. I was like, oh my god. But let's see where some of them are at now. Let's see. Let's start with Ted. Let's look at Ted here real fast. Let's see here. Let's pull Teddy up. All right, come on up, Ted. Come on up. You're the first call on the list. Ted. Well, Ted, there you go. Ted's at 131. All right. And again, let's check the volume. The volume has increased a little more, 4.8, but you got to have that volume up a little bit more, way more than that. But that's just them buys. When we look at our buys, the holders, 1,188. Usually a market cap really explodes when you start reaching that 3,000. You kind of see it. You can look at Skid. We had a sale right there, but then you got the small buys. Now, some of these are bots. The bot buys. Here's another sale. So you had a few sales, but then those are the green ones. You had the green buys right there. It's up 24 hour, up 6%, 7. Could drop. This thing could drop zeros at any given time. When it comes to Ted, it can really drop at any given time. Let's look at let me see, I get the 1 minute. I don't know why I can't see my chart. Let's go with the 1 minute chart, 5 minute. I can't never get my chart to pull up. Let's go to CoinGecko. Hey, let me tell you what else I realized. I didn't know people were doing this. When you go to CoinGecko, let's see here. And you put in if whatever, some people are listing their coin based upon if you can just go here and type it and it comes up. And I was like, why they got Ted on, I mean, they got their crypto on there, but it's not, I don't see it listed, but they were listing it off if it was on the other side here. Let me see if I can pull it. It is in here. Let me see if I can pull it up on CoinGecko for y'all. Ted. And let me go to, I'll tell you what, let me back up because I do want to show y'all this on Twitter. And those of y'all who don't know, this is the Twitter page, 993 followers. But OKX is listing Bybit. You can click here on Bybit. And let me see. It's kind of restricted in my region, but I know certain things I can pull it up, and then sometimes I can't. Let me see if I can get it right in here. But it looks funny on my page because it's restricted. But you can see Ted right here. But in my area, it's kind of restricted on what I can show and what I can do here. But that's that right there. But you see Ted on Solana on Bybit. You can go to OKX. Let me see. Did we put the link in there? You can go to OKX and you can see it there. Let's see if we can get it up. Oh, man, I don't want that up. I want my screen back up. Let's see here. We can get Ted. Let's get Ted back up there. There we go. All right. Let's get into OKX. See if we can pull that one up. Okay. Go to OKX. Let me see. Again, I think this one. OKX isn't available in my region, but I know I'm able to see it. Let me see if I can get. I know I had to go to like that. Let me see here. Let's go. Come on. Here we go. Show more. I'm trying to scroll down because I went right to it. I think I posted in a link in the I had them posted a link in the Telegram group. I don't know. It's showing everything in Chinese. See, it looks like this on my page, so it's kind of different because it's restricted in my area. But I know they were able to pull it up, and I'll put that link in there. I don't know what they're doing right there, so I can't. Anyway, it's restricted for me. I can't really get on OKX like that, but I was able to go and see that link, and I can show that to you. But that's Ted. And again, it's at 131. Did pick up some sales there lately. It did get down to 123, but we got 34 buys, 20 sales. But the volume, we got to pick that up. We'll probably talk about that a little bit more. Now let's go ahead and look at Loonie. So we get on Loonie, and when we get on Loonie is at 44. So we see the line here on Loonie. Again, 771. Not a lot of volume going through there. Not a lot of volume. You got a lot of sales. So that's the thing with Loonie. I see a lot of sales there, but it is a low market cap. Liquidity is still locked, but we got to get that volume. So I know the ambassadors got to really work on getting that volume and getting that out. We don't have many review videos on Loonie. I think right now it's only two videos out on Loonie. So my push, and I would like to hear from y'all, I would rather go back to the other bunny, the original bunny that I first had there. I think that sells a little better. I think the whole concept looks a little better with the bugs. But y'all let me know what y'all think about that. Some of y'all may like this one better. So I don't know, and then changing it may be something there too. But just tell me what you think on that end. So now we look at Ted. So let's go ahead and look at memes of colors. Let's see here. Now, to me, this is one y'all sleeping on. I really don't. But let's see. Let me see memes of colors. All right, is it coming up? All right, well, we got memes of colors. Woo! Memes of colors. Look at memes of colors. Memes of colors is 10K. Look at the volume. 5K volume. 9. Website. Got the commercial. Everything there. Well, we got to make some decisions community wise. Got to make some decisions community wise there. Okay, so we look at all those right there, and then I go back to Ted, and then we can look at Ted Cash, but that's just what I don't know. It just something right there when we go back to Ted. What we see. So they're old. Yeah. I mean, I like the old one better. I know we had people talking about copyrights, but I was like, it's crypto. I mean, it just seemed like it attract people a lot better. And, we were able to get it. People know that character. I mean, it's green, but it just, the whole concept, I thought looked a lot better. So when you see market caps like this, and I'm even say Ted at 131, is very low. Now, when you buy and you buy small amounts, you're able to get, it's like SHIB. People buy SHIB because they can get so much of it. They may buy $20 on Monday, and then they may wait another 2 days. They may buy another 25 on this. But as long as somebody's working on the meme, as long as you see videos coming out about the meme, as long as you have ways of buying it, retailers, you know, that it can't die. But when people stop talking about it, when people stop doing videos about it, when you don't hear anything about it, that's when it goes dormant. If all of a sudden I just stop doing videos and nobody else talking about it, everyone on meme is gonna die. They're just gonna die unless somebody talk about it. They're gonna die. But if you're talking about it and explaining to people what it's about, and then that's what continuously helps it thrive. And fighting to get it on listings. But it's a meme. It is a meme, people. It's not, we haven't developed the utility, but it's a meme. And that's what people are doing consistently on Deck Screener. They're coming out with various memes, and that's what they're doing. So, but we gotta, as a community as a whole, we gotta make a decision. And I'm gonna put it in a vote. And some of y'all, I know y'all been here for a while. Like, I recognize your names. Let's see here. But the thing about it is that, as I start learning you and knowing you, I lean on you. But now y'all see why I'm very cautious, because, hey, I mean, things change, because if you look at all the moderators are practically almost completely changed. From the first time I started opening up for moderators till now, it's changed. And that's just how life is. Things change. So as things change, we got to change with it. We got to roll with it. I am meeting new people, and it's a growth process. You only can be disappointed when you have overly expectations of people. I'm not saying I don't have high expectations for people, but what I say is, when people come and they help, I appreciate them. But at the same time, I know people can change, and they have the right. Well, people can change; they can go in a different way. So that's why I'm a little bit more guarded with some of the things, and that's why, even with the Telegram group, when I was saying, I need to watch who I let in the Telegram group. A lot of people say, well, I don't agree with that. Because we're a small community, that's why. Now, when you're at 20,000 people, it's kind of hard to be a small community. It's kind of even hard to answer everybody, because you just can't. But when you're a small community of people and it's not that many, you can be guarded there. You can form your relationships and meeting people there, which allows you that when you do grow, that now you at least have people in place. And even then people can change. You look at companies all the time, companies split, CEOs leave, this CEO took this CEO got mad at this CEO. You have all of that. But the one thing you just dance, how do you say it? Dance with the girl you brought to the party. Some of y'all ever heard that saying? Y'all know what I'm talking about. But anyway, man, I do apologize, but man, I had to take care of some stuff, man. I let it go a little too long, and I had to take care of some business. High Pinky on Solana, looking good. There are a lot of tokens out there. There's so many tokens out there. There are so many meme tokens out here. It's almost crazy. The number of meme tokens is made, and you really don't know which one's going to fly, which one's going to rug you, which one's going to drop, which one's going to do this. All you can do is, DYOR, do your own research, trust your gut, and make your moves. But what I said I wanted to do here was help people make life-changing money, which we did. And I wanted people in my YouTube community to be able to make money to help them in their situations. We did that. But as you set out to do that particular goal, I didn't realize what else comes with that in the process. So we had some other things come with it. We attracted a lot of people. So, but many of y'all know, like I said, I could probably create a meme every minute, and it will probably run up and dump. But knowing I can even do that, y'all see I don't do that. Now, I've tried it a couple of times just to see, experiment-wise, to see how things work, and I saw it. So I'm like, I know that right there, and I know people are like, so I don't handle that power loosely. At the same time, as much as I love it, as much as I enjoy it, as much as fun as it is for me to be able to do that, I love it. But it's just the repercussions that come with it from the people on the other side that buy is what I don't like dealing with. But if there was a way we can launch and have a good time and everybody buy and they make a profit, I would love to do that. But like I said, we have just as many dead memes on the deck screen as you see right now, and there's a ton of them out there. Ton of them. When I say dead, liquidity's locked, but the meme ain't doing nothing. You can go to the Telegram group, you can go to the Twitter page, nothing. It's just done, gone, just there. And that's the thing. All right, so I'm still working to get Ted on more listings. Still working to get Looney on more listings. I am looking at Looney because I want to see I'm trying to trace wallets to see how things are connected. Because I don't want to, in other words, I don't want to pump a token and talk about it as boom, it's like this. And then I got somebody in there with 50 million that's looking at me saying, yeah, buddy, keep talking about it. Yeah. And when they get here, I'm about to pull it all out. I don't want to do that. I don't want to endorse that, because I don't have any YouTuber that tells you that they can really back that or stand on that like that. They'll be lying because they really can't, because you don't know the person. Now if I own 200 million or 300 million of a token, I can tell you, look, this ain't going past this because I got 300 million in this token. You got it? So here's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to grow this. My end dream, I want to see it here. So if I got 300 million or 400 million of it, and it's only like 1 billion of them out there, that's what means only 600 million in circulation, technically, because I got that much not burned, but it's out of circulation. All right. That's a little different. That means I'm coming out with a token of only 600 million, and so that price can run up real high because I got a lot of it. And that's a different type of review. And any YouTuber can review tokens like that. Like they really can review that when they have it like that. But when you don't have it like that, you kind of speculating, but you don't know people. You just don't. And the same person telling you I'm building and holding could be the same person 2 days from now that pull all this stuff out of there. So you got to, just got to kind of look at that. And I'm just being honest with you on that end. I'm being honest with you on that end. All right. It's been a process, boy. It's been a journey. We got new faces. A lot of old faces are gone. Got a lot of new faces here. But we're going to keep it moving. All right. But I'll be in the Telegram group a little later. But I just wanted to, drop in and talk to a lot of y'all today. And kind of get that. The market is red overall, altogether it is. So don't feel bad. Don't worry. That's a part of investing in crypto. Memes are dark. It's good and shady, more shady than good, but it is there. And layer ones, they got some stuff investing there. They got to move it. But I'm going to go ahead and get off it, man. I just wanted to break bread and, again, come and talk to you. I haven't been here for a while, a few days here. And I know if you don't get on there in a few days, a lot of times YouTube drops you out of that algorithm. So I got to get back rolling in that algorithm and get it going. But if you like it, smash that like, smash that subscribe button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I hope to see you again on the next AMA. This is Chris Carter of Crypto Secret X. I am out.
Keep my heritage to keep me clean. Keep the devil watching over me. Save me. Save me. Less than before I walk away. Spellbound, I'll stutter, I pray, release.